For me, it's just a means of communication, yes. We're still using very much print, oral communication. I think it's just adding it and reducing costs for communication at some extent. But for me, it's more kind of a technology issue. Yes, the ICT, it's technology. I still have the impression that we have to bridge digital divide, which is a central issue. And I think what I've heard in this conference is mostly they still continue to build the bridge from the provider side, supplier. Very much supply driven, and I think you must build the bridge from the target group. Go to the poorest first and ask them what information they need, what needs they have, and build from their point of view, start seeing how can they actually reach the information society and not trying to build the bridge from the other side and we will reach the poor one day. So I have the feeling in many of these initiatives that were presented, they will get stuck somewhere down the road, or benefits are going to those that already are becoming richer. So there's a big danger of this ICT technology making the rich richer and the poor poorer. So, and to avoid this, I think it's very important to start from the poorest side and look with their eyes, how can it have an impact on my livelihood? From my personal experience, I just know how difficult it is if you're not literate and you're living in a village setting, you don't even know about these media. Yes, mobile phone, you see it with your neighbor, but you don't have one because you belong to the poorest. So you're looking for identity, you feel a bit, yeah, I think identity is important, inclusion is important, giving people a voice. And listen to these people, what their aspirations are and what their expectations are and their problems. Yes, I think that's key. And another issue which I saw in this conference, they're talking a lot about reducing costs by improving technologies and bandwidth. The other way of reducing the cost of information sharing is to increase the relevance of the information that you transform, because the more relevant information, the less bandwidth you need. Yes, whatever bandwidth, even paper bandwidth. The more relevant the message for the one who should get it, the cheaper the whole communication becomes, because you have to communicate less. The first thing what I'm taking home, of course, we're, development, we're all struggling for funding. And I think the basic lesson is that I think we have to stop competing and we have to search for collaboration. Especially with perspective of declining resources, resource depletion in many areas. I think we need a complete mind shift away from just being business driven, but more towards sustainable livelihoods. And I think to have an integrated approach which puts the interest of an individual on the one side, but see simultaneously the interest of the community, and as a global community, must come much more into the center of our discussion. Yes, and this is what I'm pushing, but I feel the reinforced. So my message is probably I will contact a few people that I've met here and see if we can collaborate. Yes.